Hello femmes, men, and other sparkling gems. My name is Eleanor and welcome to this video. This video is a speed draw of me drawing a D&D character. To be specific, a lawful good human monk / ranger. I did a quiz to determine what my real life personality would be if it was a D&D character, and this is the outcome, which I will admit, initially I was a bit disappointed because I am a huge fan of magic and elves, so I was hoping to be, you know, a sorceress or a wizard and an elf, but it didn't happen. And then I thought about it a bit more, and the reality is my personality suits this characterization very well, obviously, because I did a personality quiz on it. Duh. So I've decided to draw this character, and first off I googled some different examples of monks in different poses, and as you can see I've got them there as a reference. So that was using Kira Maya and a Paizo Monk by Fresh Paint, and I found that one on DeviantArt. So I googled those. I googled D&D female monk to try and get some different poses, and there's a fair few, and I just liked the outfit of the monk drawn by Kira Maya, and I really liked the pose done by Fresh Paint, so I wanted to incorporate both of those into my drawing. So I utilised some different techniques from other artists where they sort of have multiple sketching layers, so they have very simple quick sketch of the pose and then they just continue refining this over a couple of layers, and I found this to be quite an enjoyable process to be able to just steadily chip away and refine it. So throughout this I wanted to try different techniques to try and improve my own ability. Another thing that I did with this was actually add a proper background. So a lot of my responses for this personality quiz reflected that I was very in tune with nature, and so when I checked out the results of the quiz I scored equally between a monk, a ranger and a druid, so I thought it was very fitting to be in a natural setting in a forest. And since doing my artwork for Jazz's colouring competition, I really wanted to try and draw more forests because I enjoy trying to incorporate a depth and a real dense looking magical forest. This one's pretty plain, but you know, you gotta start somewhere. Well, I shouldn't say plain, I should say just pretty simple, and that's okay. To take away some of the hard edges, I use the blurring tool, and that just helps the focus be more on the character rather than the background. And I wanted to try a different technique that I watched Jazza do in one of his recent tutorials on painting digitally, which was laying down all of the shadows and depth using your grey colours and then putting colour on top. I found this a little bit difficult because I really should have watched the video again, but I didn't. But he did this, he used the overlay tool or something, and I just couldn't get it to sit right, and as I was colouring this I felt like the tones weren't really jumping out or weren't very bright or saturated, and in hindsight I think that was just because of the approach I took, but as I rewatch the video that I've sped up I can see the greys coming through and seeing the shadows and highlights, so it wasn't an overall fail. It was very different to try, and I actually enjoyed thinking about the shadows differently. I'll have to look at how to overlay properly so that I can do it a bit more justice, but it actually was a really good starting point, and I really enjoyed being able to just approach it differently. And so here's a finished piece. I did, at the end of drawing it, decided I wanted to do sort of a glowing aura around her because, you know, she's lawful good. So I'm actually really happy with how this turned out, and I had a lot of fun drawing this character and adding a background. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!